Hello, my name is Megan Coleman. Welcome to my presentation, New Jersey versus TLO, 1985. Some questions to think about before we get started. First, do students have the same rights under the Fourth Amendment as adults? Second, what are students' rights while being searched on school grounds? Last, what guidelines do administrators and teachers need to follow as a result of New Jersey versus TLO? The incident occurred March 17, 1980. A teacher at Piscataway High School in Middlesex County, New Jersey, found TLO and another girl smoking in the restroom. This place that was by school rule a non-smoking area. The two girls were taken to the principal's office, where TLO's companion admitted that she had been smoking in the restroom. TLI denied smoking there. An assistant principal demanded to see the contents of TLO's purse, and while searching through it, he did in fact find a pack of cigarettes. He also found rolling papers, a pipe, marijuana, large wad of dollar bills, and 2 letters that indicated TLO was involved dealing with marijuana in the high school. Moving along in the incident, TLO was taken to the police station after being searched, and then she did admit to selling marijuana at the school. This case was brought the state of New Jersey into juvenile court and was based on the evidence that was found inside TLO's purse. Based on that evidence, she was given a year of probation. So after the juvenile court of New Jersey found TLO to be a delinquent from the search within her purse and her confession, she appealed her conviction. She felt that her rights, according to the Fourth Amendment, the search and seizure, were in violation because of the way that she was searched at school. Eventually, this course made it to the Supreme Court of New Jersey. TLO appealed the Appellate Division's Fourth Amendment ruling. The court overturned the conviction and held the search to be in violation of the Fourth Amendment. So there are 2 sides of this argument in this case. The one for New Jersey, the state of New Jersey, says that school officials act for the parents of a student. When you think about it, like parents, they do not need a warrant to make a search. And they don't need any warrants to seize evidence as parents. School officials, they must have powers that are broad to control student conduct, including powers of search and seizure. TLO's behavior had furnished a reasonable basis for the search of her purse. Therefore, the exclusionary rule does not apply. For TLO, public schools officials, they are employees of the state. They are not representative of parents. They do not have the right to act as parents. Because school officials are employees of the state, they're obligated to respect every student's rights, including his or her right to privacy. The search of TLO's purse and the seizure of its contents were unreasonable acts, which led to her confession. Therefore, the exclusionary rule applies. So eventually, this case was brought to the U.S. Supreme Court. The court ruled a margin of 6-3 in favor of New Jersey. Justice Byron White, he wrote the court's opinion. I have a quote to share with you after about his opinion. White had recognized students in public schools have a constitutional right to privacy under the Fourth Amendment, and the school officials are bound by constitutional restrictions. But the opinion also stated that rights of children and adolescents are not the same as those of adults, and that school officials have a responsibility to maintain the discipline necessary for education. So Justice Byron White, this is a few little sections I had found in a write-up on Cornell Law School online. The search in this case was not unreasonable for Fourth Amendment purposes. The initial search for cigarettes, it was reasonable. The search was justified despite the fact that the cigarettes, if found in her purse, would constitute mere evidence of a violation of the no smoking rule. The discovery of the rolling paper then gave rise to a reasonable suspicion that respondent was carrying marijuana as well as cigarette in her purse, which further justified exploration. So as a result, and going into how this case has changed schools today, we know now there's no need for a warrant in a public school to search a student, only a reasonable standard or rule or a law that's being broken. The main reason for this, teachers and administrators need to be able to maintain order, discipline, and have flexibility. When you think about it, the teachers do become almost like the police force for these students while they are in school, especially in a high school setting. So again, Justice Byron White stated, the warrant requirement in particular is unsuited to the school environment. The legality of a search of a student should depend simply on the reasonableness under all circumstances of the search. So again, going into how this case has affected schools today, it's influenced the process and validity of searching students. Teachers and administrators do not need a warrant again to search, but only to act reasonably within that search. And they really need to make sure two important things. One, is the search justified at its inception? Two, is it reasonably related to what justified the search in the first place? When you think about it, it seems only fair that one, principals, administrators, teachers have the right to search students that they find could be guilty of having something that might potentially harm students or teachers. That's one side of it. But the other side is students need protection too. It's not fair for students to be walking down a hallway, minding their own business, and all of a sudden they're pulled aside and they're being searched for no reason. Those are some of my references. I hope you've gained some insight into my presentation of New Jersey versus TLO. Take care.